My name is Anna Allred. My first question in my interview is, why did you decide to become a teacher? Well, number one, I love kids. I love being around kids. I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience with kids. I've grown up in church my whole life, and I've always been involved in the children's ministry at church, as well as when I graduated high school, I did 2 years of substitute teaching, and then the past 2 years, while being at Athens State, taking online classes, I have been a kindergarten aide at a local school that I was a substitute at for a very long time. So I have thoroughly enjoyed being around kids and having the experience that I have in the classroom to prepare me for being a teacher. But I wanted to become a teacher because I want my students to be excited to come to school and to be excited to see me, excited to have me as their teacher, be excited to learn. Unfortunately, there have been some classrooms that I've been in that I've seen firsthand. They are not excited to come to school. They're not excited to learn. They don't like their teacher. And really, it's all based on the classroom environment, the behavior management, and the overall behavior of the teacher. And I have seen firsthand the negative effects of a teacher that is not where they should be and not doing what I have learned in school, how to teach and how to treat kids, and those different examples that I've seen. I want to improve on that. Everything that I've learned at Athens State, I want to be able to implement that into my classroom and it be a positive, beneficial thing for me to be a successful teacher. My second question on my interview is, how do you use data to differentiate instruction and support students identified with specific learning disabilities so all students can learn? Well, differentiation is very important because you can't teach one thing one way. Every child learns differently. So you may have one student that's very high and you may have one student that's very low. You may have some in the middle. You have to be able to differentiate your instruction based on different students' learning needs. So I answered that question as they should also strategically group learners to differentiate instruction based on shared needs and to create individual learning pathways to support the unique needs of each student. So for example, if you have a student that's going to be having an IEP or a 504, you never know that they're going to need extra help, more one-on-one, maybe move to a different classroom to get help from a support system and a different teacher. You never know what you're going to come across when you get in your own classroom. Not all your school years are going to be the same. You have to change it up year after year. So the whole group instruction needs to meet the broad needs of the entire class. And then my third question for my interview was, how do you include parents and guardians in their child's education? Unfortunately, sometimes it's very difficult to get parents involved. They either just don't care, they work too much, and they just don't think about it. But there are some parents that thoroughly want to be involved in their children's education, and they want to know what their children needs to work on, what they're lacking, what, they're growing in some specific thing. They want to be involved. So I answered that question as a simple way to bring families into the classroom is to have a space where children can display photos, letters, special items from their own families and cultures. If you allow the family to be welcomed, like for example, say an open house, it's important that your families feel wanted and they feel welcomed based on different cultures, different backgrounds. There could be like a family and me wall in my classroom of me and my family, different of my friends, different pictures, and as well as my students' friends, my students' families, their dog, their pets. You all have like a collage wall. And it could be a part of, them getting more comfortable and kind of breaking the ice with the parents to make them know that they are welcome in the classroom. As well as like open communication, making yourself as a teacher available to talk to the parents about specific needs that they need when it comes to their children's learning. So those are my 3 interview questions, and I hope you enjoy.